Chapter 15. American Indians. As soon as Mr. Fogg got on shore, he asked what time the first train left for New York. Luckily, he had a whole day to spend in San Francisco. He took a carriage to the International Hotel, and there they booked rooms for the day. After a good breakfast, Phileas and Aouda decided to go to the office of the English consul. They wanted to get stamps in their passports. When they came out of their rooms, they met Passepartout. "We are going to travel through a wild part of the country. They say that the Red Indians sometimes attack and rob the trains. Isn't it a good idea to buy some revolvers?" "I don't think it is necessary, but you can go and buy some if you like," answered Mr. Fogg quietly. When Phileas returned to the hotel, Passepartout showed his master some revolvers. Phileas did no more than raise his eyebrows and put the revolvers in his bag. It was 6 in the evening when their train left San Francisco to make the 7-day journey to New York. Fix took his seat in the carriage, but they talked little. In the morning, the train followed the beautiful Sierra Mountains with fantastic views. The train ran up and round the sides of the mountains or passed along the bottom of the narrow valleys. At 3 in the afternoon, the train suddenly stopped. The travelers looked out of the window and saw thousands of buffaloes. The big animals were crossing the track. Now the travelers could only wait. They waited for 3 long hours, and darkness came down before the track was clear again. Then the train could start again, past the Great Salt Lake, through Wyoming Territory, on over the Rockies, and down to the American plains. The next morning, everybody on the train heard the Red Indians. They heard guns and shouts. Bang! 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 Then the passengers saw a band of the Red Indians galloping their fast horses. "We must defend ourselves," cried Passepartout, and gave a revolver to Phileas, to Fix, and even to Aouda. With a revolver in her hand, she fired through the broken window at any Indian she could see. In their usual way, the Red Indians jumped on the steps of the moving train and climbed onto the roof of the carriages. They fired their guns, and the passengers answered with their revolvers. Some of the Indians jumped on the engine and injured the engine driver. One Indian tried to stop the train, but he didn't know how to do it. He opened the steam pipe, and the train flew off at full speed. The end must come before long. Fighting went on for 15 minutes. "The Indians will win if we don't stop the train. Somebody has to get to the engine. In 5 minutes, we will arrive at Kearny Station, and the soldiers can help us," said one of the passengers. "The train will stop," said Phileas Fogg. He was ready to run out of the carriage. "Stay where you are, sir," cried Passepartout. "This is my job." The next moment the servant opened the door and climbed under the train to the engine. The Indians didn't see him, and he was lucky to undo the heavy iron hooks that joined the engine to the carriages. The train began to run more and more slowly, while the engine flew forward with new speed. The train went on and on for a few minutes, but soon came to a stop near Kearny Station. The soldiers heard the shots and hurried up to the train. The Indians didn't wait for them and ran off. They took 3 prisoners with them. Jean Passepartout disappeared.